The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
And our stock of the day is Downer. So the engineering firm is back in black with a net profit after tax of $82.1 million. That's up from a net loss of more than $385 million in the previous financial year. CEO Peter Tomkins says the results are due to a refreshed leadership team and significant changes to its operating model. Total dividend rose almost 31% to 17 cents per share. Downer is now targeting a higher earnings margin of 4.5% for FY25. All right, guys, look, there was a number of companies we could have chosen, Harvey Norman being one of them, also reported today. But we landed on Downer, and I think partly maybe because of how the technicals are looking, Michael?
Yeah, plus it's just such a massive move. I think it's up about 18% at the moment. And, you know, sometimes you just have to, you know, remember what type of stock it is. I mean, it's Downer. I mean, 18%. It's not like a small cap where, you know, this is a breakout that I think you can buy. So as we could see on this chart, the shares have basically gone nowhere since February, but the range has been tightening up, and usually that does precede, you know, a decent move. But if you had you know, today is an upside break, but if it was maybe a 5% upside break, you'd buy it and expect decent momentum. But I think, you know, an 18% move higher on a company like Downer. You know, looking at the result, I mean, yeah, earnings and net profit were about 3 to 4% ahead of consensus estimates, and that EBITDA margin, where it looks like they're aiming for 4.5% coming in possibly next year instead of the year after. Obviously, that's a positive, but I think what you'll see is maybe something similar to February. So if we have a look at the way Downer performed in February after their results, it actually did something very similar. It, you know, made a massive move up like this. Could only go high for a few more days, and then that was it for the next 6 months. So I think this is the type of move where, you know, you'd be looking to sell in a few days' time. I don't, you know, not too dissimilar to, you know, WiseTech was an example of a stock that, you know, shot the lights out on the day, went up for I think another couple of days, and now it's heading sideways. So, you know, that was a stock that we held and we sold into that strength, you know, in anticipation that it might just do nothing for a while until we get the next catalyst.
All right, so perhaps sell and take some profits. And I realized I called you David. Now I'll turn to real David and get your view on Downer. We used to say Downer EDI, but now it's just Downer.
Yeah, I look at, as Michael just said, you know, the numbers were great. A great turnaround in earnings and margin. And I agree with him in terms of this breakout. One of the things I look at as a technician is there's an indicator called the Bollinger Bands. Mm-hmm. And so this stock has been, you know, in a tight squeeze on the Bollinger Bands, which usually happens just before a breakout. And that's what we saw. So you could see that the stock has been going sideways for the past 8 months or so. And then suddenly with this result, the big turnaround, it's, you know, bumped up here. So I agree that it's got some momentum on this move. It'll probably go up again in the next couple of days. But then I would be certainly taking some profits and waiting for a pullback. I wouldn't be chasing it on this breakout, which is huge today, up 18%. But it certainly looks like it could have the momentum to continue going higher over the next 6-12 months, especially with the orders that they've got in the pipeline, 38 billion. So it looks like that's a turnaround story, and the next peak I can see to test would be around $6.10 somewhere, and if it breaks that, then it's $7.50, which is the where it was pre-COVID high.
Okay. So stay in it for now if you're already in it,
yep.
But you'd be looking to take profits.
Yes, and you know, next day or two, I think it's got a big, or even today, possibly, but it looks like it's got some, you know, momentum here, and with a surge in volume as well. So, yeah, looks pretty good.
All right. Well, that is the stock of the day, Downer. And so the verdict, the momentum is happening today. You might want to look to take some profits soon.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.